Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about some of the things that I do to really help my system, and talk about adrenal fatigue and some of the things that I've been working on for my own health in the past, 6-9 months, maybe even a year. And this is something because I've been asked recently, oh my gosh, as a health professional, everything else, right? How do you take care of your body? How do you take care of your health? What are some things that you've struggled with? All that stuff, right? So I'm always very honest and transparent about where my health is at. And there have been times where I've been, felt really healthy and felt like, gosh, I feel really strong, but maybe I don't feel like I look as strong as I feel, or I might look a certain way, but I don't feel as good as I want to feel at the same time. So it seems like you're trading off. Like, do you feel good or do you look good? Right? This back and forth. And that's not really the case. Like you can get to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm looking, I'm in the physical body I want to be in, and I feel as strong as I want to be. So when we talk about adrenal fatigue, this is one of the things that I've been working on. And that I've been doing, working on more in the past 9 or so months. There's been some ups and downs about how well I've done with this, to be honest. But one of the things to look at is, okay, am I being consistent with this? That was where my issue was, honestly. I thought that I was doing way better and, took my foot off the gas pedal there, versus saying, oh, okay, I should keep going. So in terms of adrenals and everything else, and you can see this, I mentioned this earlier in my stories, you can see this in pictures of me from 9 months ago. I look different. I looked a little more inflamed. I, looked different. Some of my energy was still okay, but I was having some brain fog at different times. And what did I do about it? What did I do? I went through my own program again. It's the same thing that I teach women how to do. I went through it and I'm going through it again, right? It's really important that you're focusing on this. It's really important that you're doing the right thing for your system. And for me, that's what I needed to do. So again, if you're not on the wait list, let me put this in here before I forget to do it. This is right here in the comments. There's a link to get on the wait list for the next 12-week challenge, where we work on nutrition for your hormones and your cycle. We work on protein pacing, going through different intermittent fasting schedules for you. And for me, for the adrenal issues that I was having, I couldn't do my regular fasting. I had to back up and start from scratch and start from the beginning and wait until my body got strong enough before I could start doing some intermittent fasting. And I was only able to start doing some intermittent fasting, honestly, about 6 weeks ago. Yeah, that's how long it took. Oh, how frustrated. I get frustrated with it. I was frustrated. It took me months to go through and get my body to a point where my adrenals were not super pissed off. But how did I do it? It's the same stuff that I teach in the 12-week challenge. So adrenal fatigue, when we look at this, why does this happen? First of all, it can happen from a lot of different things. For me, it was, and I started on this was again, maybe 9 months or a year ago, looking at this. So that would have been 3 years prior for me. And now about 4 years ago, had a very, traumatic event. We were living in a different state. For those of you that follow my podcast, The Female Health Solution, episode 50, I talked about this. It's related to the domestic violence that we went through as a family. So I talk about that more here. I'm open to talking about it. I just don't want to derail from what the purpose of this video is here. But it's one of those things that, that's what kicked off this whole stress response. My hair fell out. I lost, a ton of weight. I then gained weight, and it took me time to get my body back. I still have, so some of my little which I try and fuzz back, but some of my little flyaway hairs that are this long, that's from when a lot of my hair fell out. So it's one of those things that I really went through a lot to get back on track. And then I thought I was good. But about a year ago, or little less than a year ago, you can see it in videos or pictures of me from before, I look different. And it was because I was really struggling and my adrenals just crashed. And that's what the pisser of adrenals, I just spit when I said that too. The pisser of adrenal fatigue is that it can take 3 to 5 years later before it fully hits you. And this is what I do. Like, I eat healthy, all the things all the time. Like, right? Okay, so that hit me. And to be totally honest, it took me a little bit to really, figure it out and realize, okay, this is what I need to do and focus on. And then once I did, okay, I started down the path and I started thinking, oh my gosh, I need to get back into fasting. I need to flush this inflammation out. And I was going too fast too soon for what my body was ready for, which was the holdup. So I really had to stop. I had to say, nope, let me hold the brakes. And I was like, I know what I need. I need to go through. I need to start at the beginning. I need to start at the beginning of my program. That's what I need to do. And that's what I did. So I'm now finishing up because there's the 12-week program that I have. There's a part 1 and a part 2. I went through part 1. I'm going through part 2 now. And that's the biggest difference, honestly. That's the biggest difference. I had to do it for myself again now because I had issues with this from 4 years ago. Yeah. So making my system stronger helps. Now, again, with adrenal fatigue, because I get this question a lot, adrenal fatigue, do you have high cortisol? Do you have low cortisol? It's a yes and no. You can have a difference. So this is where the Dutch test that I do, I get to see what your metabolized cortisol levels are. I get to see what your saliva cortisol levels are and do that exactly tweaked for your system. But a lot of times you can have high or low and it still feels the same. And you're going to have the weight gain, the puffiness, right? One of the things, and this might sound crazy, I feel like the whites of my eyes were more yellow. Yeah, I even got like eye drops because I was like, why do my eyes look yellow? They feel really dry too. Is there something wrong with my thyroid, right? And then I'm one of those that like goes down this whole other pathway, right? Really fast. Nope. Okay, listen, like you're exhausted, it's cortisol, it's fatigue, right? And you don't need drops. You need to work on your health, right? And start at the beginning. And so I couldn't do the fasting that I normally do. I had to work into that process. And even now still going through that process, I'll be totally honest, there's some interesting detox side effects that I'm having. And one of my best friends will tell you, I smell a little weird sometimes when I go through fasting days and I do detoxing, I do cleansing with that. Yep. My armpits smell weird. She'll be like, you smell like an old man. I'm like, I know, I don't know. Right? It's part of it. It's part of it. It's good that this is all virtual, right? I'm just being real. I'm just being real. So these are the things to understand that like nobody's perfect, right? And like, shit happens, right? I'm just gonna not be PG about it anymore. Just shit happens. And you got to be able to work through it and get through it in life. And this is the one thing that I've been working on with my health recently. And again, for those of you that have been following me for a while, I look different now, right? And there's still some skin differentness that I'm going through, right? So that's another detox, smell, skin stuff, gut stuff, all of that. I've had to go through these different layers of it. So, which has sort of been fun from like a clinical standpoint, but also not fun to like be the person going through it. But again, it's been a few years since I've been through my own program, but going through it, doing it, making sure I'm being diligent, making sure I'm being diligent with my protocol, updating my protocols as I need. It's so important to do. And that's how I've gotten to a point where I feel like, okay, any other traumas, any other stressors that happen, I feel like I can handle it better, rebound better, and keep moving forward with my own health. Yeah. All right. There's some comments here that I want to make sure I read. So again, in the comments there is the link for the 12-week program. If you want to know more about it, if you're interested in getting on the wait list, there is a fly. Did you see that? Oh my gosh. If you're interested in getting on the wait list, get on the wait list right now. The registration opens in just a couple of weeks. I only take so many women. And if you want a spot and if you want to be going through this process, as I'm still finishing up my protocol too, and I'll probably keep going with it because I probably need to. This is where you get notified of the registration. I only release it on the wait list. So that's in the comments there. Stephanie, oh my gosh, yes, I had such bad adrenal fatigue for years. I couldn't wake up to do my day. I'm so ready. Yes. Right? Yes. Ooh, good question. How did you know your body was ready to start fasting again? Ooh, this is a really good question. Some of it had to do with my energy levels, in the morning and then with activity. Because if you can't do a 20-minute workout without feeling like garbage, you're probably not going to be able to do a full fasting day. Honestly, fasting and doing cleansing and getting your system to go through that deep process, it takes a lot of energy. It does. You don't see it, right? Because you're not like sweating like a workout. Oh, I had a good workout. Look how sweaty I am. We're always looking for like something, some marker to show that validation for us. No. But if you can't get through a good workout, you're probably not going to be able to handle a good fasting day until you, right? So I had to, and there were times that I did try too, to be totally honest. Like I am so impatient with myself. Doctors are the worst patients ever. Honest. And this was one of the things where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. And I'd have to cut the fasting day short. Could only do it for like half of a day for a while until my system fully got uploaded, where I was like, okay, now I can make it through a full day, barely, and recover from it really well. Jennifer's saying big time, very different, right? Different. I look different. Thank you for sharing. I'm struggling to lose body fat percentage. All my actions are spot on and results are not there. Yeah. Stress has been the worst. Yep. 3-4 years ago. Right, Megan? This is what I'm saying. It can take 3 to 5 years to really, like, if your adrenals are going to crap the bed, right? Weight gain and puffiness. Yep. Even if you're doing all the things, weight gain and puffiness. So for me, it was, again, all the tactics in the 12-week. I had to upload my protein more, reteach your system how to burn carbs, because with adrenal fatigue and what that does to your cortisol levels, and it makes you crave certain things, can make your blood sugar levels go up and down, all this craziness. So carb cycling really helps with that. That's built into the program. All really important things. Megan, appreciate your realness. Yes. Like an onion, Katie, right? Yes, going through it. Are you saying I smell like an onion, Katie? Maybe a little. Oh, Megan, I've been struggling with imposter syndrome. If I'm not super lean muscle, how can I be a successful trainer? Oh, yeah, right? Yeah, see, I look different, right? Yeah. So that's the thing is because, and that was another thing too, the imposter syndrome. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like I should look this certain picture of perfection all the time because I'm in the health industry. And to be totally honest, like if you look at some of my pictures, again, 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, I lost a lot of my hair. I don't have a lot of hair to begin with. Like I have like super fine, my mom used to call it kitty fur when I was little. It's like that, like that's it. That is literally all of my hair. And again, I'm real. Like I could be fancier and get, what are those called? The things like the other hair clip. Clearly I know what's going on because I'm going like this. Again, hair tips. I put dry shampoo in it, you guys. Dry shampoo that I made with powders and Aerorip powder. Oh God. And some of my friends on here, I know they're Katie. She's a hair person. She does hair and stuff. You're probably cringing. Yes. But so the imposter syndrome of like, I'm a real person too. I have real life stuff happen too. And I have to be able to navigate my body through it because it's almost easy. It's easier to teach somebody else how to do it. It's easier to take somebody else through it because the lens that I'm looking through for them is totally clear. The lens that I'm looking through for myself is not clear. It's harder to do for yourself. So I actually have other people that I get feedback from, like, what, I've been doing this, like, and I've been having this result. And like one of my best friends, she's brilliant. She's like, is that really the smartest thing for you to do right now? I'd be like, oh, no, probably not. Oh. Right? Because it's hard for me to do it for myself. Very, very normal. That's a very, very normal thing, and that's okay. It's important that you keep working on the process, and that's why I'm sharing this right now. Talking more about, my story about how I have struggled in the past. I've struggled with cysts. I've struggled with hormonal things. I've struggled with the weight and everything, right? And energy, brain fog, all the things that I teach women how to do. And at the time going through it, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be able to get through this to the other side? I'm nervous because I can help somebody else. Can I even help myself? And it took me going through my own program again and like really doing it, because when I got off of it, or when I got off my protocol, it didn't work then. Duh. That's another video, my own dedication to my own stuff. Because doctors are the worst patients. Jill, I just worked with a health coach for 4 months and lost no weight. I'm disappointed, I need help. Oh, Jill, get on the wait list right now. Honestly, going to be one of the best things for you. Again, so health coach or a trainer, again, all good things. But if you're not doing things for the female body, if they're not doing things that your system specifically needs, then that's where you can be led astray. Again, for some women, I'm like, I need to see a Dutch test. I need to see some hormone panels. I need to know more about you specifically. What are you dealing with in your life? That way, when I make recommendations, they're actually going to work for you. You know what I mean? It's actually going to have an impact. So get on the wait list to learn more about this. What do I recommend for workouts during this time? Oh, you mean when your adrenals are not great? Literally, the workouts that I was doing I don't even like to call it a workout. I mean, I'm an athlete. That's the other thing that was one of the hardest things for me. And I went from playing football, women's, full tackle, football, 2 to 3 hour practices, training twice a day, right? I was a college athlete. And then recently, had gotten really back into it again and was loving it. And so for me to do a workout for 10 minutes didn't even feel like a workout, but that's where I was at. If I did activity, like did an interval activity or did, any type of short sprints or skipping or, something like little circuit work in the backyard, 10 to 12 minutes, and I'd start to get dizzy, then that would be it. That's all my body could handle. And I could do that once a day. And then I do other yoga. I was really doing a lot of yoga, stretching. I actually got my yoga certification. I got super into yoga for a hot minute. And, all good stuff. But that doesn't, but I wasn't ready for it. And then when I actually uploaded it more and did more, I couldn't do 20 minutes at a time. I did 2 10-minute increments, letting my system recover in between, like 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. So it really goes off of what your body can handle. Yes, Megan, appreciate this so much. Yes. Oh, you can't see the link? Let me put the link in again. Oop, no, what am I doing? There, I'll put the link in again right there. There, so you can see the link. Let me know if you guys can't see the link. The link is also on my website, which is drbethwesty.com. I always imagine my cells doing a HIIT workout on a 24-hour day. Yes, right? Extensions. That's what they're called. Oh, you guys. Thank you. Helping me out. I don't know the words. So good. Okay. So, that's what I got for you guys tonight. I wanted to talk more about things that I'm doing. If you have more questions on it, I'm an open book, right? Open book. Here's my other book. So my entire 12-week challenge program, I have a book called The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon. It talks about nutrition that matches your hormones and your cycle. And then the actual protocol for this is the 12-week challenge, is the 12-week program that I went through myself, the part 1. I'm on part 2 now. And I'm going to have to continue it from there to keep going. But these are the things that women need help with. That's why I built this program. And again, I make sure I customize and tailor it to what your system needs. So it's not cookie cutter, right? Everybody's at a little different spot because it's what your system needs for that time. So you're successful with it. Yeah. So that's what I got for you there. Let me know if you have any other questions. Oh, Other things, if you're looking for more resources, I have a YouTube channel called Dr. Beth Westy. You can subscribe there. And yeah, otherwise, I'm going to be sharing more stories from other women. If you enjoyed this, let me know. You can put it in the comments or send me a message. But I'm going to be sharing some more stories, I think, about some of the struggles that women go through. That way you get real examples. Like, I'm going to talk about my examples. I'm always transparent about what I'm doing and what I'm going through and what I've gone through. But I think I'm going to share more stories about other women just so you can really get a good picture of it's not all perfect all the time for us, you know? And we're all working on stuff, and we're all working on ourselves. So no time like the present. No time like the present. Let's do it. Okay. Again, waitlist is there. Yes. Thanks for sharing stories, Megan. Yay. All right. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Yeah. I will see you later. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully with cleaner hair. Or maybe extensions. Okay.